Is Denny around? Oh, there's Denny. Okay, we're out of executive session and we're going to reconvene into the finance meeting. Is there a motion to adjourn finance?
I will make a motion to adjourn finance. We came out of executive at 7:03 p.m., but I will make a motion to adjourn our finance committee.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, we adjourned out of finance. At this time, I'd like to call the October 12th, 2021 council meeting to order. If you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Here. Here.
Here.
Here.
Here.
Here.
Present.
Reading of the minutes.
Mr. President,
Mr. Shields.
I move that the minutes from the regular meeting of the September 27th, 2021 meeting as prepared and submitted by the clerk be approved.
Second.
Any discussion on the minutes? Will the clerk please call the roll on the approval of the minutes?
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Heffinger.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
Reports of standing committees. The Finance Committee met prior to the council meeting, as always. We'll meet again in 2 weeks, or a little less than 2 weeks. Health, Safety, and Sanitation, Mr. Simpson.
Thank you, Mr. President. No meeting scheduled, nothing to report.
Public Properties, Mr. Shields.
Thank you, Mr. President. No meeting scheduled, no report this evening.
Special Legislation, Mr. Lamb.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have a special legislation meeting scheduled for 5 o'clock this Thursday to go over the proposed legislation on demolition in the historic district. And I've also asked the clerk of council to talk to the members of the special legislation committee to find a workable date so that we can return to the issue of deer, the deer population, the wild animal control in the city that we have been discussing and attempting to regulate to some degree for a number of years, to schedule a meeting so that we can have a discussion, particularly with members of other communities to get some more input and see what what options we have and possibly the options that we haven't previously considered, so we can get that meeting scheduled, and when it is, we'll make people aware of the date.
Thank you. Streets and Sidewalks, Mr. Heffinger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have no report at this time, but we are planning to have a meeting. It's looking like it'll be later November. Just got to get our ducks in a row. We're talking about potentially looking at a street light at the Sugar House and 57 intersection. So I'll have more information as soon as we have a meeting scheduled.
Thank you. Water and Utilities, Mrs. Hazeltine.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have nothing new to report and no meeting scheduled at this time.
Thank you. Emerging Technologies, Mr. Rose.
Thank you, Mr. President. We had a meeting on the 4th of October in which we discussed the new cybersecurity policy for the city to comply with an audit edict from the state of Ohio. And we discussed and presented to Finance this evening a presentation from Flock for a security camera system to look at potential bad guys coming into town via the license plates in the cars that they're driving, plus used to help investigate possible car usage in a possible crime that may have occurred 30 or 45 days ago. And that's passed on through council and be moving to council next week, or passed on through finance, moving to council next week. Thank you.
Thank you. Request for council action. We have several for finance. We have 21-190, transfer request for the parking fund. We have 21-191, budget amendments. 21-192, increased expenditure for Litchfield Heating PO 2021-1345. 21-193, expenditure over $15,000, Wolf Brothers Supply Service Department. 21-194, consent to Walter Haverfield regarding CAC Liberty View Development Project, 21-195, Fair Market Value Estimates, West Smith Reconstruction Project, 21-196, Grant, Office of Criminal Justice Services, Body Worn Cameras for the PD, 21-197, Grant, Bureau of Justice Assistance, Bulletproof Vest for the PD, 21-198, Income Tax Reallocation to be discussed at the final budget meeting, 21-199, Approve Lease Extension for Williams Scotsman's Inc. Municipal Court, and 21-200, 410 East Smith Road, discussion. Reports of municipal officers. Mayor Hamwell.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a reminder, the last farmers market will be held this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., and that's October 16th. I just wanted to mention the local churches that hosted a 3-day Unity Revival. That was September 28th, 29th, and 30th at 7 p.m. at Cornerstone Chapel. The choir was made up of various churches, and there was a different speaker, a pastor, each of the 3 nights. It was an excellent event, well attended, and pleased with the number of churches that took part and promoted the event. I'd also like to thank Chief Kinney and Councilman at Large Paul Rose for attending along with me. The Medina Restaurant Week started October 4th and is concluding this Saturday as well, October 16th. And they're offering prizes and specials for those that do eat at our local restaurants. And I'd just like to ask the public, if possible, to support our local businesses and restaurants. Medina TV has candidate interviews on their website now. Their website, Medina TV channel, and Facebook. These are the candidates for Medina City elected positions on the ballot, surrounding township positions, as well as the Medina City School Board elections. So those are available to the public. And then last but not least, I'd like to announce the selection for our Community Development Director position. Andrew Dutton is here with us this evening. He grew up in Medina, attending Medina High School. He obtained a Bachelor of Science, majoring in urban planning from the Ohio University, and a Master of City and Regional Planning from the Ohio State University. He was most recently employed as the Planning and Zoning Manager for the City of Worcester for the past 8.5 years. Andrew has also served on our Medina Planning Commission Board. He lives in Medina with his wife and children, and I respectfully ask Council's confirmation of his appointment this evening and to welcome him to our team. I'd also like to mention the interview panel consisted of Law Director Greg Huber, Economic Development Director Kimberly Marshall, Building Official Dan Gladish, Councilman Jim Shields, and myself. And with the group that we interviewed, Andrew rose from the top, and again, we welcome him. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Durham, Director of Finance.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have no report this evening, but there are a few items that originated with finance that I'll address when we get there.
Chief Kinney, Police Department.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to remind residents to please lock your vehicles. We continue to receive complaints regarding thefts from vehicles, as well as vehicles being stolen. Please make sure that you do not leave any valuables, keys, or key fobs inside your vehicles. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McCauley, Service Director.
Thank you, Mr. President. Real brief, folks like to call in about the LEAF program. So the leaves are hanging on, they're green, they're not dropping yet. So normally we would start next week, third week of October, but it appears we will start probably towards the beginning of November. So that folks know that we'll be out with 3 vehicles. They need not to wait for the truck to come by. Just rake the leaves to the curb and we'll be by to pick them up. So thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Gladys, Building Official.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to say that the building department's still moving at a pretty fast pace. Construction hasn't slowed down. That's my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Chief Walters, Fire Chief.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to report on this past Saturday's open house that the fire department had. It was a really successful event, very well attended. We had beautiful weather for it, and I just want to thank everyone that came out from the public for the educational opportunity and the meet and greet, and all the participants of that event too. We had the ODNR there, the police department, Columbia Gas, pretty much all the safety forces, including the county EMA, were in attendance. So I just want to say thank you for that.
Thank you, Mr. Patton, City Engineer.
Thank you, Mr. President. And just an update on our West Liberty Street Storm Sewer and City Hall Detention Basin project that's happening just south of City Hall here. Happy to report that it is ahead of schedule. We should finish all the underground work by the end of this week. We hope to have the parking lot reopened to the public by the end of the following week.
Thank you. Mrs. Marshall, Economic Development Director.
Thank you, Mr. President. So just a couple items to note for council and the public this evening relative to our Medina Comprehensive Plan update. We are still in the third phase of the project, which entails community engagement. And the consultant, which is OHM Advisors, recently put together a presentation, recorded that, and put that on our comprehensive plan website so the community can go in and provide their input and feedback based on that presentation for the project. They will also be set up again at Cool Beans Cafe on October 20th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. So if the community has not had a chance to speak with the consultants, that will be an opportunity for them to do that. They'll see the display boards and they'll have the ability to ask questions and engage with some light activities. And then finally, we are still asking members of council, administration, and the public, if you have not already done so, to please go to our project website to take the survey. The project website is www.medinacomplan2021.wordpress.com. You see the flyer up there. We also have the QR code, and we have our boards here at City Hall as well as the Rec Center. Our next steering committee meeting is scheduled for November 10th. However, we have some scheduling conflicts and we may need to reschedule that, and we're working on that date. Thank you.
Thank you. We have to confirm Mayor's Director's appointment. We have Andrew Dutton, the Community Development Director.
I'll make a motion to confirm the mayor's director appointment.
And I'll second that.
Any discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll on confirmation of the Mayor's Director appointment?
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Heffinger.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
Well, Andrew, welcome. I guess you can move to one of these tables. Do you have anything to add? You can sit next to Kimberly if you want to give a little introduction of yourself, and that'll be wonderful.
I think Mayor Hanwell gave a pretty good biography of my past education and work history. I grew up here. Honestly, when I was a kid, I probably didn't know what a city planner was, but it's pretty exciting to be able to work for your hometown in a community you really care about. So I've met a lot of the team and some council members, some recently, some a long time ago, and I'm excited to get started.
Well, welcome again, and I'm sure we'll have a lot of questions for you in the weeks and months to come.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Notices, communication, petitions, we have none. Unfinished business, there's none. Introduction of visitors. Members of the public will be permitted the opportunity to speak on any issue or concern which pertains to the city during the portion of the council agenda devoted to introduction of visitors. All comments shall be directed to the chair, and a reasonable time limit of approximately 5 minutes will be imposed. If there's a group, please appoint a spokesperson. Speakers should approach the rear microphone and state their name and address so it can be entered in the minutes. Members of the public will be afforded the opportunity to comment on other portions of the meeting as determined by the chair or by a vote of the majority of council members present. Is there anybody that wishes to address council at this time? Mr. Farron?
Good evening, council. Thank you for this opportunity to speak. My name is Brian Farron, 3335 Myers Road, Medina Township. Born and raised Medina my whole life, of course. I spend most of my living days preserving our county history, as many of you know, between the County Historical Society and our two museums. But there's a very important institution that I really ask for your support while you're campaigning or talking to your constituents, and that's for the renewal levy of the Medina County Home. As most of you know, the institution on Wedgwood Road has been around since before the Civil War. It helps our most vulnerable citizens that have no other means of support or have partial means for support. That very small 0.2 mil levy on your property tax bill goes to help augment what they can afford to pay and what the real cost is. It's probably the most reasonable cost facility we have in our county. I can personally attest there were Medina citizens that spent their final years there, perhaps not wealthy, but they kept a life of dignity. And I consider that extremely important as way we treat our most vulnerable citizens. And I think I'm very proud to have been associated with the county home for 20 or 30 years. I've lost count. But anyway, I hope as you travel the community, talk to your friends and neighbors. If you wish to have yard signs, I can certainly arrange that. But for right now, the county home levy is certainly worthy of your consideration. It's a very small amount to pay for our very special citizens in our county, and I hope you will continue your support. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer it afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else that wishes to address council at this time? Mr. Sheets, you're the only one out there. Okay. Introduction and consideration of ordinances and resolutions. Motion to, at this time, I entertain a motion to suspend the rules requiring the readings on the following ordinances and resolutions. Ordinance 165-21, Ordinance 166-21, Resolution 167-21, Ordinance 168-21, and Ordinance 169-21.
Mr. President,
Mr. Shields?
I will make a motion to suspend the rules requiring 3 readings of tonight's ordinances and resolutions.
I'll second that.
Is there any discussion on the motion to suspend the rules requiring the 3 readings on the ordinances and resolutions? Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the motion to suspend the rules?
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Heffinger.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
Ordinance 165-21, an ordinance amending ordinance number 8521 passed May 24th, 2021 relative to the North Broadway and Spring Grove culvert projects.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion?
Mr. President,
Mr. Shields?
the emergency clause has been requested. I move to add it this time.
My second includes the emergency clause.
Discussion on the emergency clause and the ordinance. Mr. Patton? Is that you?
I think this was generated in the finance department, maybe?
We're on,
Oh, yeah, Mr. Durham, is this you? I don't know if you want-
okay. I don't know much about this bridge project. This is just the financing for it.
It's a
Yeah,
account number.
their account number's
The
changed.
account number's changing for paying for it.
Is there any more update on this, Mr. Patton, as long as we called on you? Is there anything else you want to add to these 2 projects?
Well, we have awarded a contract for it. The North Broadway one, I believe, is going to start in the next several weeks, and Spring Grove will follow after that.
That's good news. Any further questions or comments? Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the emergency clause?
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Heffinger.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the ordinance?
Coin.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Heffinger.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson. Simpson.
Yes. Sorry.
Ordinance 165-21 passes 7-0.
Ordinance 166-21, ordinance amending section 2 of ordinance number 104-21 passed as June 28, 2021, relative to the East Reagan Parkway multipurpose trail lighting project.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Durham.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's another change of account number. It's from 110-312 to 110-313. It's just a different year of the same grant.
Okay. Any further questions or comments? Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the ordinance?
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Heffinger.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Ordinance 166-21 passes 7-0.
Resolution 167-21, a resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission, authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion?
Mr. President,
Mr. Shields?
the emergency clause has been requested. I move to add it this time.
My second includes the emergency clause.
Discussion on the emergency clause on the resolution. Mr. Durham.
Thank you, Mr. President. First of all, in the emergency clause, these rates have to be certified to the county auditor by October 29th, so we need the emergency clause in order to meet that deadline. The ordinance itself is to accept the amounts and rates, which just says that the taxes that we have will be collected next year and paid to us.
Thank you. Any further discussion on the emergency clause and or the resolution? Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the emergency clause?
Heffinger.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the resolution?
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Heffinger.
Yes.
Resolution 167-21 passes 7-0.
Ordinance 16821, an ordinance authorizing the finance director to make certain fund transfers.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion, Mr. Durham, up again.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is a transfer to the parking fund. Our parking fund does not have sufficient revenues to cover its operations, so we transfer money to it from the general fund every once in a while when we run out.
Thank you. Any further questions or comments? Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the ordinance?
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Heffinger.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Ordinance 168-21 passes 7-0.
Ordinance 16921, ordinance amending ordinance number 21720 passed December 14, 2020, amendments to the 2021 budget.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion, and Mr. Durham.
Thank you, Mr. President. The first one is to cover the costs of collection of the income tax. The rest relate to a grant that the court gets. The court gets this grant every year, but the fiscal year that the grant is on is July to June, so we have to make a change mid-year based on what the grant is.
Thank you. Any further discussion on the ordinance? Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the ordinance?
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Heffinger.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Ordinance 169-21 passes 7-0.
Believe it, we're on council comments. Any council comment? Mr. Heffinger.
Thank you, Mr. President. This past weekend, Councilman Lamb and I got to help with the Southtown cleanup again. We've done this a couple times. It's always great turnout. I'm always surprised by how much trash we pull out of the same areas over and over and over again. It just keeps piling up. And the worst is the cigarette butts. There's a billion of them every time. If you smoke, can you please put it in those little ashtrays so that they're not all over everywhere? But thank you to everyone that came out. It was a great success. Bill, do you remember, was it 20-plus bags we got of trash in like 2 hours
yeah,
or so?
Yeah, it was 20 or 21 bags of trash, not counting cigarettes, because we pretty much advised people after a while just not to pick them up because there were so many. We'd still be out there.
But it's a great opportunity to meet a bunch of people in the neighborhood and really help out the Southtown. So thank you to everyone. Also, I want to welcome Mr. Dutton.
Thank you. Mr. Simpson.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a few things. Andrew, welcome. Looking forward to working with you. Brian, I agree with everything that you said, and I hope our community and the county will support that levy. The other thing is Chief Walters, I did have the opportunity to attend your open house, and as usual, everybody did such a wonderful job, and you had perfect weather and perfect turnout. For those of you people that are running for open seats in this council or for re-election for this council seats, please just remember when you're campaigning in your literature that this is a nonpartisan seat. I know everybody's proud of their affiliation, whether it be a Democrat or a Republican, but this is a nonpartisan, so keep that in mind. Other than that, be kind to one another. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Hazeltine?
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Simpson, for saying that. I also would like to stress that we are a nonpartisan council, and quite frankly, I like it that way. So, unfortunately, I did not attend the Southtown cleanup because I was at the Eagle Scout ceremony of one of Medina County's very first female Eagle Scouts. So that was very exciting. So congratulations to Olivia Ortiz. Secondly, welcome, Mr. Dutton. And then thirdly, I will make this nice and short. Early voting started. Get to the polls. Go to the Board of Elections. You can vote anytime you want that they're open, now until Election Day. You don't have to wait in line. It's very quick. It's very easy. Don't care who you vote for. Go out there and practice your right to vote, especially if you're a woman, because we fought really hard for that. So don't waste your vote. That's your voice.
Thank you. Mr. Rose?
I'm going last.
Yep. Mr. Lamb?
Thank you, Mr. Rose. Thank you, Mr. President. Just a couple things. First of all, Andrew, welcome. You it's great to have you here, and it's going to be great for you and for the community as well, because you are absolutely, you have become part of an incredible administration. You know, all of us up here know how fortunate we are to have each and every member of this administration here working for this community. And so it's a great pleasure to have you here and to have you join them. And I'm sure it'll be a pleasure to you as well. And Brian, thanks for the plug for the county home. You're absolutely right. It fundamentally speaks to what kind of people we are and the humanity that we're responsible for and for taking care of people. And there are so many homes that used to exist, like our county home, that no longer do. And they no longer do because funding dried up. People felt they weren't necessary. But that in itself then left many people with no place to go to get the kind of care that you get at our county home. And if for people that haven't been there, and if you haven't talked to people or had a meal there, you might not understand just what a wonderful place the county home is, and what a small price it is for us to pay, you know, to keep that county home available for folks here. And lastly, to Denny's point, I think it was 1952. I could be wrong, because frequently I seem to be getting dates wrong when I speak here, but I think we were chartered in 1952. We were chartered in the 1950s. And one of the most incredible things that happened was in 1952, we were very much a Republican community. And the folks that got together to put the charter together were Republican. And the local newspaper, which was the Gazette, was called the Medina County Gazette, a Republican newspaper. But the people that put the charter together had the common sense and the wisdom to create in the charter a local government that was not partisan. They created a nonpartisan government. And it's my belief that the reason we have come so far for so long is because we have this nonpartisan government, which simply means nobody up here is really a Republican or a Democrat while we're here. I may be a liberal Democrat, and my colleague Paul may be a conservative Republican, but we all work together here for the common good, to try to resolve issues based on the best way to resolve them with no partisanship. It isn't decided on our political affiliations personally, but on a commitment that we have to this community while we're here. And I think that's the heart of the reason that this community has done just so very well. And I think it's important to keep that in mind because it really does matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rose.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Lamb. Brian, thank you very much for the county home. You know, it's near and dear to our hearts, too. My daughter-in-law has Medina Kids Care, who has several fundraisers during the year to give the residents a little bit extra during the year. So we do understand the importance, and so please vote yes on the county home. It is very important. I'm wearing a pink shirt today, and I will next meeting. It's October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I wear it in memory of my grandmothers and in honor of my baby sister, who's 50-something. But that's it. And Deacon, okay, that's what we called him when he was a kid. I used to cart him around playing hockey and other sports as a kid in high school with my son Paul, who came over to make sure you did this right. So congratulations, welcome, and I echo everything that everybody said here. You're becoming a part of a fantabulous team. So welcome. And then the open house, thank you very much, Chief Larry, for a great time. Learned a lot there. Thank you. And with regard to the Stop Government Waste Committee, just bringing you an update. They've wasted $64,000 in unnecessary legal fees for the city. And after we've got the estimate on what it would have cost us to participate in the new courthouse that's building, they cost us an additional $200,000. So $264,000 has been wasted by the Stop Government Waste Committee. Just keep that in mind when you go to the ballots this year. And then the deer. I've been walking and talking with a lot of the neighbors in the area, and that is the number one problem as far as they're concerned in the deer. I know the mayor is working diligently with other people to try to, with other mayors to try to get the deer in some sort of management system with the state. But we have an ordinance in the city that the owners of the animals must clean up after the deer, or after they defecate in wherever. Okay, the state owns the deer. We need to send a letter to the state ODNR. Your address, every one of us need to send a letter to the state saying, send your people up and clean up my yard from your deer. That might help control it. I don't know, but nothing else seems to be working. Let's try that.
All right.
Thank you, Paul.
All right.
You always provide a unique aspect, a unique view on all different type of issues, and that's the new one.
All right.
I just have one comment, as following up with the mayor and what Bill said. We do have a charter, and this election we have a charter amendment, which is issue number 6. The charter amendment is to vote whether or not to have an elected or appointed finance director. There is a YouTube video that kind of gives some information on it from the Charter Review Commission's recommendation to council. And I urge you just to watch that to get some information. If you need more information, just call the city or call the mayor or call the Charter Review or get in touch. We can get you in touch with the Charter Review Committee to ask your questions. But the most important thing is to go out and vote and make your determination of whether you want an elected or an appointed finance director. A yes vote will be for an appointed finance director. A no vote will be for an elected finance director. So that's up to you, the community, to make that determination. The last time it was on the ballot was in the 60s, and it was a close vote. It was 75 votes difference for an elected position as opposed to an appointed position. So, after 50 years, it's time to go back and ask you again, what would you like to have the city look like? So, if you have any questions or information, you can please contact anybody you would like to get that information. But again, there's a YouTube video put on by the Medina TV that has talks about some of the information as the Charter Review Commission reviewed it. So with that said, the meeting is adjourned.